Hey guys, it's Tiqqle, and in this video we're going over Resto Druid. I've gone over all the other Druid specs down. I'll put it down below. Shaman specs down below. We're going over all the different classes. Put in the comments what class you want to see next. But let's get into Resto Druid. Now, Druids, as well as every other class in the game, now has a new tab in their spellbook. It's for Druids. This is you've heard me probably say this in other videos too. This is abilities that are now across all the Druid specs, which is pretty awesome. You get Cyclone baseline, you get Iron Fur baseline in bear form, of course, Ferocious Bite, Bark Skin. These are all things you know and love as a Druid, and now it's your class. No matter what spec you change to, you're going to have these ones: Stampeding Roar, all that jazz. So that's pretty good. I appreciate that a lot. And as a resto, if I'm looking in here, there's not a whole lot. There's Entangling Root. Cyclone is huge, though. Iron Fur is actually a big deal, to be honest, for PvP. Regrowth is here. Regrowth. And yeah, we have Shred. Nothing else from a Feral. We'll get into that in the talents. The other thing, keep in mind, everybody, is that this is level 50. We're level squished down from 120 to now max level is 60. That means my health pool is now very low as well, 9,000, and my item level is 75. Cool. Now, what does that mean? I'm a Resto Druid. Where are my Resto abilities? Well, they're in the Resto tab. Now, there's so much. There's a lot less abilities here, and I am a Druid, so I do have a lot more because I have Balance Affinity, giving me some other abilities. But this is where it's at. Now, let's go over some of the skills, then we'll get into the talents. Number one, there hasn't been a lot of changes to abilities for Resto Druids. Resto Druids largely still have Rejuve, Life Bloom, Swiftmend, their Dispel, which says Magic, Curse, and Poison effects, which is the same as now. If you look here, you might see a lot of abilities, but a lot of these are Boomkin Affinity abilities. Revitalize is the AoE res. So that's that. Iron Bark still the same, Life Bloom same, Innervate same. All those things are pretty much the same. Tiger Dash is because of my talents. Tranquility same. Now Typhoon, the reason I have Typhoon is because of Balance Affinity. That's a new change. Urstox Vortex, that is still a thing for our Druids. Wild Growth same. Mastery is exactly the same. Omen of Clarity same, which is your heal over time from Life Bloom has a 4% chance to make your regrowth have no mana cost. So skill-wise, not a whole lot of changes at all, truthfully, other than the Cyclone and some other baseline abilities. Remember, you might not see Bark Skin, but Bark Skin is under baseline now. So that's the skills for a Resto Druid. Now, if we look at some of the talents, and Swiftmend, actually, let's make sure that's down here. Whoops, wrong button. We're going to go ahead. I just want to see. Okay, Swiftman actually looks different. Consumes a regrowth while... Oh, and there is actually a change to Swiftman. Yeah. Consumes a regrowth, wild growth, or rejuvenation to instantly heal the ally for 1.2k. Now, 1.2k is like over 10%. So that's pretty interesting. So I can't Swiftmend immediately. I have to have a hot on them to consume that. Interesting. And then when I consumed it, increases, and then I have Soul of the Forest talent, so that increases my next cast. Ooh, that's interesting. That might actually lead to some weaving of spells a little bit. And that means if you're purging someone, they can't get saved with Swiftmend. Ooh, very interesting, Blizzard. Very interesting. All right, let's go ahead and go into the talents next. Now, you're going to see some things on here that look like they changed, that haven't, and some things that definitely did. Abundance still is the same. Nourish, this is new. This is new. Heal. This came from the PvP talents. Heals a friendly target for 460. Receives a triple bonus. Wait, what? That's insane. So depending on how many hots are on the target, you're going to heal for more based on your Mastery Harmony, which says the more hots on the target, the more it's going to heal for. Right here. Next, Cenarian Ward is exactly the same. Tiger Dash, all this row is exactly the same. Now for the affinities have changed. Number one, Balance Affinity is now giving you Typhoon, which is pretty cool, actually. I appreciate that. Though I don't know if you're going to be taking that very often. Maybe in PvE, not PvP. Or at least casual PvP, you may, to knock people off cliffs, like I personally love doing. Feral Affinity now gets Maim, which is a big stun that you can build up using combo points in cat form. Pretty cool. Guardian Affinity now gets Incapacitating Roar. Incapacitating Roar used to be Guardian only. Now it's a 3-second AoE Disorient, which is pretty awesome. Mighty Bash did get nerfed by 1 second of the stun, so that's that. Mass Entanglement's the same. Now this is a new talent. I think this used to be in the game. It is a 5-minute cooldown. That is a long cooldown, and it affects one of your affinities. So depending on what affinity you are, Balance Affinity. If I'm Balance Affinity and I take this, it is increased the balance ability damage by 30%. Maybe that's a lot. I don't really know, but maybe it is. And also lasts for 45 seconds. So keep that in mind. Next, Feral Affinity. If I go Feral Affinity, damage of your Feral Feral abilities increased by 30%. I know some of you go Recce kids out there. You're going to love that. Now, Guardian Affinity, this bear form now gives you 20% more stamina, and multiple uses of Iron Fur will stack, meaning that armor buff will stack. And Frezzy Regeneration has 2 charges, which is good. That's nice for you druids out there that get trained by DHs. That's that tier. Next tier, Soul of the Forest. When you cast Swiftman, you gain Soul of the Forest, increasing the next Regrowth or Rejuve by 200%. That is same. Cultivation, it's actually really funny. They changed the icon for Cultivation, but it's exactly the same. So whenever Rejuve heals the target below 60% and applies Cultivation, which is another hot. Incarnation Tree, exactly the same. This tier, Inner Peace, same. Spring Blossoms is still the same. They just moved it because they need to bring in this. This is pretty cool. This used to be a PvP ability again. Overgrowth. Overgrowth is now a PvE ability, applying Life, Bloom, Rejuve, Wild Growth, and Regrowth all on one target. And it's a 1-minute cooldown. Costs probably a ton of mana, to be honest, but which is cool to see them bring in that PvP talent that everyone really did like, especially and with Nourish, so I do appreciate that. Next tier, Photosynthesis is the same, Germination same, Flourish, extending the duration of all your heals over time, all the same. So that's that. So that's the ability change, guys. Let me know in the comments if you like this, if you like the fact they brought some PvP things into PvE land. Now, let's go ahead and talk. And guys, that's basically it. The biggest change really being around those talents and about Swiftmend requiring you to have a hot on you, which is pretty interesting. Otherwise, we're still here. We're still here being a bear boy. So guys, that's about it for Resto Druid. Not many changes, but the ones that they did make with the talents are particularly, I think they're pretty cool. So let me know in the comments what you guys think below. Ooh, that's so cool. So Swiftman will take one of your random hots off. That's cool. All right, guys, let me know what you think down below about Resto Druid. Do you like what they're doing? Do you dislike what they're doing? Let me know below, and let me also know what else, other types of videos you would like to see, because I'm here for you boys. Okay, everybody? We'll see you in the next video, guys. Thank you so much for the love on the streams every day, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Twitch, and come by, ask me to test certain things out. Happy to help you out. We'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye.